If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please remember to hit that like button. Of course, subscribe for more FIFA 21 and eventually FIFA 22 content. If you want to get some coins to see you through Path to Glory, head on over to u7buystore.com. New link down below, brand new website, but same old code. TVM gets you 5% off at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today is, for me, the 3rd of July. You're thinking, hang on a minute, that was ages ago. I've moved house since you, or while you're watching this video. I'm probably in the middle of doing something to do with moving house, so I've had to make this in advance. So up until maybe the 1st of July, I'm going to go through a couple or a few of the sales that I've had with regards to football shirts. Now, if you've watched the channel in the last 3 weeks to a month, you'll know that I'm sort of making the transition away from YouTube into buying and selling. It's a lot of fun. You come across some really weird, quirky things. You learn a lot about random things you never thought you were interested in. Apparently you are, because you think you can make money on them. Football shirts is one of those that I knew I always liked, but I didn't realise how much I liked. And doing the research about them and what kit comes from where and what season, and then being able to identify one when you're like in a boot sale or a charity shop and you look at it, you think, oh my god, that's Newcastle from 2001. How would you know that if you weren't a Newcastle fan? I love it. It's fantastic. So I'm going to go through. I don't know how many I've got. Maybe 15 shirts to show you. All these have sold up until about the 1st of July. And they track back to about beginning of May. I wasn't really into selling the football shirts as much as I am recently. I've got hundreds of them now. Back when, like, the beginning of May, I probably had about 10 listed, if that. So let's dive into the first one. It was a Liverpool shirt from 2008-2009. Now, you can't see the back of it. It does have Robbie Keane on the back. The reason it only sold for 25, and I took a best offer on this as well, it was originally up for 30. If it was in banging condition, it would have sold for 50, 60 quid, believe it or not. I don't know why, but it does. He was at the club for like 6 months, maybe a little bit more. I remember buying, I bought, this is a medium, I bought a large one back again in 2008 from JJB Sports. I remember that. I went over there on my lunch break. Had Keane on the back. I've still got it. But this one I picked up for £3 in a boot sale because it had damage on the back. The Keane had stuck together, like where someone had folded it and put it into storage, and maybe it got damp or something, I don't know. Either way, it had stuck together. They pulled it apart and it wasn't ruined, but it was messed up. So it sold for 25. The guy was happy with it. I don't know why someone would buy a damaged shirt, but there we go. This one is an absolute banger. So this one cost me £7. I genuinely cannot remember where I got it from now. But this is one that I sold. One of my first shirts that I sold on eBay. All of these were bought with the intention to sell. None of these are from my collection. The only 2 or 3... No, I'm lying. I've sold one of mine already. It's not in this list, actually. It is a Welsh shirt from, I want to say 2003. It was when we were sponsored by Kappa. And it was like really skin-tight material. That sold for a hell of a lot of money. I think it went for like 70, 80 quid. And that's when I thought, wow, football shirts are the way to go. That Liverpool top, by the way, paid 3, sold for 25 after fees. I'm making about £18.50 profit. This one bought for 7. Can't remember where I got it from. Sold for 50. We're not including postage because that's extra, obviously. £43 after fees. And then my profit from this is £35.50. Absolutely banging shirt. Really, really like that. Some of these I have kept for myself. I buy them and then I look at the price, and if it's not like stupid money, I'm happy to keep it. I would have kept that because I love this shirt, but it was a small, and there is absolutely no way I'm fitting into a size small. This isn't a football shirt, but it's a football team. It's, of course, Marseille. I saw this on Vinted, and some guy wanted £1. It's crazy what some people are like. Just, I don't know, if you're gonna offer, like, he's offering it out for £1, right? £1. Either give it to charity or chuck it in the bin. I mean, I'm glad he didn't chuck it in the bin, but £1 for the effort that you'd have had to go to post it as well. Because obviously, I paid £1, but I had to pay postage as well, right? This actually went to France, believe it or not. Someone bought it from France. And because of the way that eBay works, I don't have to pay the postage for that. They pay the postage. I pay a flat rate. I send it to eBay's warehouse and they deal with it if it goes abroad. I bought this for £1, sold it for 20. That is a, what's that, £17 profit or something stupid like that after fees. Very, very happy with that. Moving on to this Germany shirt. Now, this is brand new. Got this in a boot sale. Woman wanted £10 for it. Apparently she bought it for her son who was too big for it or something. I don't know. You know, it kind of like, it's one of those where I go up and I'm like, hey, how much do you want for this? And then they tell me the backstory to it and I'm like, I literally want the price. I don't care if it's fallen off the back of a lorry necessarily. Just don't tell me. And I just don't care. I just want to know how much you're selling it for. So anyway, she wanted a tenner. I was really cheeky. I never normally do this. In boot sales, I normally don't haggle at all. But I said 5 and fully expecting it to come up to like 7 or 8. She said, 6. And I was like, go on then. It was authentic. I checked it all before I bought it. And yeah, happy days. Got quite a bit of money out of that actually. £24.10 after fees profit, which is very, very nice. Moving on to this one. Now this is one of those ones I was tempted to keep. So it's an XL. And it was, what was it? It was bought as part of a bundle. There's quite a few of these actually within this. There's 4 in total in the amount of shirts I'm going to show you. One of them comes straight after this. They were bought all together, and it works out that they were £7.50 each. So this, originally they were asking, it's like one of my Facebook contacts, right? So originally she was asking like 25 quid. But I bought so many of them offered that it actually worked out to this being £7.50 because she did me a massive like bundle deal. So sold it for 32 literally the same day. Took a best offer. This was when Wales were still in the competition, the Euros. And I wanted to cash in because I thought as soon as Wales get knocked out, this is probably not going to be of that much interest to people. People are going to want this so that they can sit there and wear it while watching the game. Took advantage of it, sold it for £32, bought it for £7.50. That is a £27.52 profit after fees, but then after, my total profit after those fees is £20.02. Cannot complain. I think I made a £1 or £2 on the posters as well because I charged £3 postage. I didn't. And I said it first class actually. I think it might have gone like £2.50, so maybe made 50 pence. This, I'm pretty sure. This, I know 2 others in my list, but this one I'm pretty sure went to Classic Football Shirts. You know the website Classic Football Shirts. Pretty sure they bought it. I can't say for certain. I could go and have a look, but I can't tell you exactly if this one did. 2 of them coming up definitely did, but this one I think might have done. So this again was bought part of that bundle, £7.50. It sold for 30 quid as you can see, or close enough anyway. And after fees taken away, my total profit on this one was £18.30. Not bad at all. This is the shirt that I think we, as in Liverpool, lost in the Champions League final in 2005-2006 season, because we won it the 2004-2005 season, and then was it the season after 2007? Actually, I think we got to the final again and played AC Milan. They beat us like 2-0 or something. Can't remember. So long ago. Either way, I think I might have undersold that a little bit. That's a really nice shirt, and it is my size. I do kind of regret not keeping it. I love AC Milan shirts. Not that I'm like a fan of them, and it's the same with Inter as well. I just love the shirts. They're awesome. So I think I might have undersold that by about £5 or £10. But either way, I've made a nice profit. Moving on to this. This was not really great. I knew it wasn't the original. And again, it was from... Where was it from? The boot sale. £2.50. I've got it all on a spreadsheet next to me, so I know where they're from. If I forgot to write it down on that very day, sometimes I forget where they come from. But this came from a boot sale. £2.50. Now, I knew when I picked it up that this was not the original 1984 FA Cup final shirt. It's missing a sponsor. This isn't a fake. It's one of those reproduction from a company. Can't remember what they're called. The company that remake retro shirts. Either way, this was a remake. And they sell for about £25 brand new. This was in decent condition. They had a little bit of wear here or there. I kind of think that might have added to the appeal of it because it looks like it's the original. If at first glance you might think, oh wow, that could be the original, because it actually looks a bit worn. £2.50 paid, of course, £15 sold, and then £10.40 profit. after fees and everything. Not too shabby, Alonso. And then we get to these next two. So this one is and I remember watching Ronaldinho lob David Seaman from about 45 yards out with this free kick in the World Cup wearing this shirt. I was on a bus. I don't know how technology was advanced as it was. I was on a bus watching him lob him on a phone. I don't really understand, because I'm pretty sure back in 2002 phones were dreadful. But either way, I remember watching it. This went to classic football shirts, 100% guaranteed. They're not called classic football shirts on eBay. I mean, they might be, but the person who bought it, his name was completely random. But when I looked up the address he wanted me to send it to, it was the classic football shirts warehouse. So it was this one and the next one. This one I paid £7.50 for, sold it for £35, of course, if you can do the math. £22.60 profit after fees. It's a bit annoying, like, when you look at it like that and you think, oh my god, like, you'd have to sell something for so much more than you bought it for to make any money. But honestly, it is easier than you think to buy and sell stuff. To do it consistently, it does require a lot of work, and with football shirts you do have to put a lot of, I could buy it for a tenner, I can sell it for 20, but then minus fees, this, that and the other, I'm only going to make £3. Is it really going to be worth it? But when it comes to something like this, did I undersell it? Probably, because it sold the very same day that I listed it, as did the next one. I really like this next one. The Real Madrid shirt from 2004-2005. That's a really nice top. And again, it cost me $7.50 because it was part of that bundle. That's the last shirt that was part of that bundle that I've sold. I've got two more that was part of the same bundle that I still have up for sale, but they are expensive. One of them is up for around 100, 120 because it is a brand new shirt from like 2001 and it's still got the tags on it. And then the other one is like a South American shirt. I can't even remember what the team is called. It's a South American shirt. It's up for like 70 quid. I honestly don't think it's going to sell anytime soon, but I'm confident that it will at some point. Or if, worst comes to worst, I'll just take an offer. But this, again, bought for $7.50, or it worked out that way. £18.30 profit, £22.60 profit on the Brazil one. And they both went to the same buyer, Classic Football Shirts. I have looked on the website, but I haven't seen them up for sale. So whether they were bought as part of like a personal thing or whether they will end up on the website at some point, I'm not sure. They were both in pretty good nick, to be fair, so I wouldn't be surprised if they'd already listed them and for double what they paid. But, I made my money, they can make theirs, happy days. Moving on, this isn't a football shirt, however, it is a football garment. Now, I've not included football boots in this. I've sold a truck ton. I've sold far more football boots than I have shirts so far. So I could do a separate video if you're interested to see what boots I've picked up and sold. I will do a separate video actually on a pair of boots that I've picked up that I haven't sold yet because they are listed for well over £100. And they are worth that as well if you're into collecting them. And I'm pretty confident that they're going to sell at some point. But I'll do a video just dedicated to them. But I've sold a fair few boots here or there, so I thought I'd just include this because it's like the Marseille thing. It is football, but it's not an actual football shirt. Either way, this, again, in a boot sale for a £5. They remade this, like the Everton shirt that I showed you. They've done like a reproduction of it. This is the original. It's not the reproduction, and I know it's the original because guess what? I own it myself. I remember buying it from, what was it called? I can't remember whether it was actually called Sports Direct or whether it was still Giles Sports. I can't remember. Either way, back in 2005, I remember buying this and it actually cost me £40 and I remember that. So I sold it for what I bought it for. It's not the same one. I picked this up in a boot sale. The reproduction doesn't have the RBK for Reebok on it. It's the exact same material, the exact same logo and everything, but it doesn't have RBK on it. So if you are interested in picking it up and you've seen it and you think, oh my god, that's the original, it's cheap. If it doesn't have RBK on it, it ain't the original. Let's move on. Oh, profit-wise on that, by the way, pretty sexy profit. Probably the biggest one, £29.40, which is not the biggest one so far. The Italy shirt was the biggest one we've seen so far, £35.50 after fees. That's the biggest profit. This one is the second biggest until we get to the very final shirt. But yeah, not bad. Moving on. Not too many left now. Inter Milan from 2017. This is a bit of a bread and butter one, really. This was a £5. Far too big for me, 2XL, couldn't keep it because it just wouldn't fit. Really annoying this, right? So it came and it had like 1 or 2 marks on it. So I gave it a wash. They came off, gleaming white, right? Daz would be proud. Put it on the washing line, mistake by the way, on a hot day, It dried within an hour, which was awesome. But when I brought it in, it was, I wouldn't say covered, but it had a fair few bugs on it, and they were stuck to it. Getting them off without killing them, and I think, you know, who cares if you kill them? If you kill them, they bleed all over the shirt, and it's a white shirt. One of them almost ruined this. He died, obviously, and the blood went everywhere just underneath the night tick. Now, it wasn't a very big bug, but it was big enough that I had to re-wash that section of the shirt. So if you do wash football tops, don't stick them on the line in the garden, because they'll get bugs stuck to them and it'll be an absolute nightmare. Profit on this one, £16.50. Let's move on to this England shirt. Now, this was very much like the Welsh shirt. I bought this off my contact on Facebook. £6 it cost me. Sold it for 25, as you can see. It sold the same day that I listed it. I listed it a little bit cheaper than everyone else because I wanted to flip it quickly. Obviously, the Euros were on, and maybe are still on for you. I don't know when this is going up, but either way, I recorded this 3rd of July, just in case you are interested, because I'm moving house and I needed to prepare a video. But either way, I wanted to flip it quickly, so I listed it a little bit cheaper. England have obviously gone quite far in the competition. They may have even won it by the time you're watching it, I don't know. But I wanted to cash in just in case they did get knocked out. £15.50 on this, not bad at all. The next two, not much profit, right? So this one is, you can argue it's fake, but to be fair, I don't think it's trying to be real. I don't think that's, I mean, it looks like an Italian top, but it's not trying to be a specific Italian shirt. It's just an unofficial Tenerife job, okay? Sold for £7. I picked it up for £1 in a boot sale. How much is this? Oh, give me £1. All right, no problem. Job done. £5 profit. I'll take it. You know, why not? And the next one is very similar. The next one's a bit of a gamble, though, really, because this, again, it's not trying to be a specific shirt, but it is trying to emulate a 2001 Leeds away shirt. It has Alan Smith on the back. But as you can see on the sleeve, it literally says Leeds United all around the sleeves. There is no Nike tick where there should be a Nike tick, and the strongbow and the badge itself are printed within the material. It's not raised like it should be in real life. It's the wrong shade of blue. And again, Alan Smith on the back is printed within the material, and there's a big fancy Leeds United along the bottom of the back as well. It's not trying to be a proper shirt. It's a Tenerife knockoff job. So anyway, the reason I say that is because it's not a fake, because it's not trying to be real. £3 into 15, can't complain. £9.90 profit after fees. I'm going to take that every single day of the week. Very, very happy. This next one was sourced from Depop. Now, you've got to be careful. You've got to be very careful when buying football shirts on eBay or on Vinted, on Spock or Depop or any other website, Instagram, etc. You have to be careful because there are an awful lot of fakes out there, and some of them are very good. Now, the two you've just seen, the Italian one, the Leeds one, they're obviously not real. They're not trying to be real. They're not what I would call fake, right? They're just unofficial. There are shirts out there that look identical to real tops. Those are the ones that I would call fake. I was very wary about this because obviously that on the back is not your standard number. It is a Totti celebration shirt. Now, I had to search far and wide to find out if this was real or not, and it turns out, yes, it is. It was a real Roma shirt from 2017. You can still buy them, the patches for the arm and that name and number on the back. I don't know whether someone bought it and printed it on there themselves or whether they bought it like this. I couldn't tell you, and I was explained in the description. But either way, the patches themselves are quite expensive and the shirt is still quite expensive. So listed this for £49.95, fully expecting to have to take an offer of about £35. Someone bought it outright. Out of the blue, didn't even started watching it, just bought it. It's been sent off, it's been received, they're happy. He's Italian as well because his name was Michelangelo, so happy days. Now I paid £11 for this, and that's including the postage I had to pay to get it. So I paid up a little bit, not really, but I did compared to the price that I've paid. That's the most expensive shirt I've bought. Not total, I've spent more on Celtic shirts. I've spent like £20 on Celtic shirts, but this one, definitely the most expensive I've seen without seeing it in person, if you will. Sold for 50, after fees 43. That is a profit of but £32, £33. Not bad, eh? Not bad at all. I didn't have that for very long, actually. Didn't have it for very long at all. I liked it. There was a bit of damage on the back, though, to the name. It was starting to peel slightly, so it wasn't the best of transfers. Or it had been washed a lot, and someone had maybe put it in the washing machine, which is a big no-no when it comes to football shirts, especially if there's names and numbers printed on the back. Do not put them in washing machines. Even if you put them on a cold wash, don't do it. It's not worth it. Literally just put them in a bowl with a little bit of soap and cold water. Leave them there for like 5-10 minutes, and then just sort of gently rinse them off and let them drip dry indoors. Yeah. I actually don't mind putting shirts in a washing machine on a spin dry, actually, because there's no water involved and they literally just get spun around really quickly and it dries them off a bit quicker. But, you know, depends what's on the back and stuff. But that's banging. Total profit, by the way, £291.22. I have spent more than that buying shirts, so I'm not in total profit on all of my football shirts, but I'm not far off. I am loving doing this as well, because the research, because I didn't know this existed. I had to do a load of research to find out about that Roma top, but once I found out about it, it was like, right, well, I'll never forget that, and I know that now. And it's the same with a few others as well. Like, I didn't know what Real Madrid's away shirt from 2004 looked like. Now I do. I didn't know what the Everton 1984 FA Cup final shirt looked like. Now I do. You know, it's one of those things that I won't forget them. And now when I see them, because it's one of those things, you don't know anything about it, and as soon as you learn about it, you see it everywhere. I've seen that Everton shirt being worn in town by someone. I've seen it in a charity shop, and they had it up for like £35. But I know what it is now. I don't need to do the research on it more because I've done it and I know what it is. I love it. A lot of fun. Sorry if I've bored the absolute pants off you. It went on a lot longer than I thought it was going to. But if you want to see a football boot version, feel free to let me know. If you're interested in more of this type of thing, I can do things that aren't football related maybe, but probably want to keep it to football. But I've got other sports as well. Like I've sold cricket tops, rugby shirts, rugby shorts, believe it or not, are actually really big money. And I got a couple of rugby shirts on the go right now, actually. Some of them, like 2 on the way to me. Both New Zealand, both worth a fair bit, and I paid almost nothing for them. They were so cheap. So when they turn up, I'm going to find out that they're covered in holes or something, or full of holes. But either way, if you're interested in seeing that, hit the like button and let me know in the comments. What was your favourite shirt from the ones on display, and do you think I massively undersold them? I do my research, and of course it does come down to condition. Not all these shirts are in really good condition. Some of them are in real ropey condition. I've got a shirt next to me, actually. It's a Barcelona one. It's manky. It is so bad. I'm going to be lucky to get my money back on it, but you know, it is what it is. If you have enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.